Sure. Okay, so this is basically going to be the start of the massive war between boys and girls. The only common ground they will have is this section over here. They can share the fireplace and they can share the grass. Oh, this is not a good start.
Nothing about discipline, because you give up. I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
Nothing about discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
You don't have to feel good about it. You just have to keep going. The feeling will pass, but you will remain. You are greater than your feelings. Going to bed late and waking up early to work for a few days won't kill you. You're not going to burn out. You're doing what it takes. If you're one of those people that push work-life balance, just remember, the people who like working a lot don't care. I've never regretted trying harder at anything ever. Hard times last long, but an epic story feels like a lifetime.
Your motivation. Motivation. You need discipline. Because motivation is not there every day. I'm missing motivation most days. Through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition, the same thing that you don't want to do. That's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind. Your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. That's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day. So then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it. Motivation, you have to learn to exist without it. You have to learn to be, your best self and your least motivated. And that's the tricky part about all that shit. Motivation is just a word. You have to have these different things in your mind on where you want to go and know that motivation is not going to be there. I'm not going to always be motivated.
Discipline can seem like it's your worst enemy. But the reality is, discipline is your best friend. It will take care of you like nothing else can. And it'll put you on that path. The path to strength and health and intelligence and happiness.
Same goes for discipline. Doing the thing in spite of not wanting to do the thing is discipline, right? You don't need motivation to get yourself up to go and do the thing. Make the promise small, build it up step by step. Know that you are going to have setbacks. A habit missed once is a mistake. A habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. Never miss 2 days in a row.
People don't know I find my strength at. I get my strength. I get it from a lot of places. But right now, this morning, I'm getting it from, there's not a motherfucker that's there's not a car, there's not a person. Everybody's in their bed, sleep, dreading that it's a Monday. Hate it's a Monday. And I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Where everybody's getting weaker, I'm getting stronger. It's not about the running, the swimming, the push-ups, the sit-ups. It's about what those things do for your mentality. You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting up and after every daggone day.
Who said that discipline eats motivation for breakfast? Jocko said the exact same thing.
Think about the things that you tell yourself, the lies you use to rationalize taking the easy road. Taking the easy road and leaving discipline behind. Think about that.
I'm trying to get to where I'm going, and ain't nobody gonna stop me. Whatever going on, the talking and the captions or whatever the meme, it can't stop me because it's a vision that I have, these goals that I have that set out for myself that I gotta get there no matter what.
The suffering before your mind starts saying we need self-talk. So what I tell myself is I go back to the months and years of preparation to get to that day. And I'm telling myself, it's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm looking at my shoes, and I want to go out there and run 30 miles. I have to, in that second, in that moment of this self-talk, my mind said, you gotta find more, you gotta find more. I once again calm down, go back into my mind, in my cookie jar, I call it, and I have to reflect back on the shit I did to get here. And that becomes my self-talk. Self-talk does not work unless it is real. Most of us lie to ourselves into self-talk. It doesn't work. It has to be real. It has to be something that you've done to make it really work.
I'm doing something I don't want to do. Every time I start doing things I don't want to do, I grow. Everyone says discipline is so important, but they never want to tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's the strongest form of self-love. It's ignoring something you want right now for something better later on. Discipline reveals the commitment you have to your dreams, especially on the days that you don't want to. The future you is depending on the current you to keep the promises that you made to yourself yesterday.
Motivation is crap. People right now, maybe listeners, they be motivated to go run. If it's cold somewhere where they're at, allow them to shut that door, go back inside. That's motivation. It comes and goes as how you feel. If you and your wife are good, if you and your kids are good, if you're good at work, you're motivated. I like a motherfucker whose life is imploded. Ain't got in life and says, still gotta get after.
Successfully in life, you gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe. And if you want it that bad, if you're willing to give it that much, you can get a big piece of what you want. And dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen, become a reality.
I fought for it because no one gave it to me. It was just me alone in the gym, me alone in the mirror, me alone in my head. No one did it for me. I worked for it, and I'm never going to let someone else take that from me.
Everybody just wants to be comfortable. Everybody wants to sit on the couch. I don't want to go outside. It's cold. I don't want to do this. It's hot. But you got to do things that you don't want to do because you show your body that your mind is the boss. Your mind is telling your body what to do, and you have control.
Keep repeating. The consistency is the most difficult thing. Just do it every day. Yes, every day. You ever do something, but you have to do it. This is the main point. This is why I say our mind, it's a box of surprises, and many people say you have to go to the gym every day. Of course not. It's not true. Every day. But you have to do it.
If I'm running on a treadmill and I get to mile 9 and I get complete cramp in one of my legs, and I know I've told myself I'm going to run 10 kilometers today, he goes, I will have to limp the last mile, even if no one's watching, because I can't let the demons in. And if I let the demons in, they'll show up in the 11th round of a championship fight. Who's watching? It would modify my self-story. The commitments we keep to ourselves and what we do when no one's watching is the most persuasive evidence that
Something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I started to say, what if I can pull this off? When I first walked into the Navy Civil Crew's office, he looked at me and said, "There only 35 African Americans in 70 years make it through." And I said to myself, what if I can do 36? It's the what if I can pull off a fucking miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arm because it makes me just like, what if?
You say the emotionally immature man seeks out motivation to do something hard one time. The emotionally mature man uses discipline to do something.
You realize that some days you're not going to sleep well. Some days you're going to wake up and you've got your schedule and everything's planned out and the poop hits the fan. And whether things go well or not that day, the emotionally mature man will still do what he has to do to stack his wins, to focus on his purpose. Whereas the emotionally immature, the airplanes hit the World Trade Center, so I guess I have to change my pattern of life. You have to stay the course no matter what. And it takes a high level of emotional maturity because your emotions dictate your motion.
Every morning, every day of our lives, we have choices to make. You have the choice to stay in bed, to say, forget it, I'm not going to work out today, or forget it, I'm not going to work hard today. You always have a choice every single day. It could be instead figuring out what you're doing wrong, trying to improve certain aspects of your life, getting it together, reading a book, meditating, something. But this I can't catch a break is not helping anybody, and it pushes everybody away from you. And I'm looking at it as like a rock, and you find this rock, and that rock is you. And every day you fight not wanting to get up, and you do anyway. You chip another piece off that rock, and every day you eat the right foods, and every day you go to train, you train harder and harder and harder and harder, and you get up early, and all these things you do to start forming yourself. You're chipping another piece of that rock up. Before you know it, you get this beautiful piece of artwork that you built.
You got to do something to get control of your brain, of your mind. You got to check yourself. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you set an alarm every 45 minutes so you can audit your thoughts, so you can audit what is influencing you, so you can control what's influencing you. Do not be a slave to influence. You gotta be the master of your mind.
A friendly reminder that in 3 generations, everyone who knew us will be dead, including the people whose opinions stopped you from doing what you wanted all along. Imagine that someone you know achieves every dream and hits every goal they have. Years later, they get old and die. 2 years after that, how much do you care?
And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things. And that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't do it.
You got friends that like to party, right? They like to go out, they like to drink and go out to the clubs. Some of those people, all of a sudden you start feeling that little urge. And you got other friends that are disciplined. They are going to go to the gym early in the morning. They make you want to work out. If you aren't careful, you can slide down the path of least resistance, the path to weakness.
You have that kind of attitude. The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
You have to learn how to get up and do. You ain't got no fucking 5K, no 10K, nothing. Nothing exists. Your life sucks. It's a lot harder now. That repetition becomes a lot harder now.
The most important question to ask is, what pain do you want in your life? What are you willing to struggle for? Anything worthwhile is going to require pain and struggle. So, if you're oriented toward the pain and the struggle, you're probably going to be more aligned with what you're capable of accomplishing, rather than if you just orient toward the pleasures.
It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going. I don't feel like going to work. I'm done. It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
I want to be uncommon amongst uncommon people. I wanted to be the guy. I don't care if you're right, I don't care if you don't understand me. Once I went through this journey, this path of life, you ain't got to. I'm here again tomorrow. I'm going to be here the next day. I'm 50 years old. I'm still getting after it. It's a push no limit on what's possible. Every day I wake up, I don't want to do something. I'm like, okay, man, do you want to be a bit today? Do you want to feel like a little? Do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't? There's no passion. There's no fucking motivation. There's no, oh my God, man. It's every day of your life, just do it. People talk about discipline, determination, repetitions and all this shit. Consistency. Why people fall off the wagon so often is because their mind is full of shit. There's no room in that mind for discipline. There's no room for consistency. They may do it once or twice, but then the mind takes over and that cluttered garage comes in. And then it's like a circuit breaker, man. The circuit breaker just overloads and sparks.
Preparing to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Scheduling time to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Making a to-do list for the thing isn't doing the thing. Telling people you're going to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Messaging friends who may or may not be doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Writing a banger tweet about how you're going to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on yourself for not doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on other people who have done the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on the obstacles in the way of you doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Fantasizing about all of the adoration you'll receive once you do the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading about how to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading about how other people did the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading this essay isn't doing the thing. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing.
There was no talent. It was just try again, try again, try again. And that sucks, man. You don't need talent. You need discipline. Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch.
refuse to study a few more hours, refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go that extra mile.
On a moment basis to add up to be the guy or not the guy. Tonight, I did something, you know, that I feel more of a guy. For me, who I am, my guy.
Life is one big tug of war, and you don't win that tug of war by pushing the
I'm 16, and a motherfucker like get
pull yourself through life. This morning, I did not want to get up.
6 4 6 15. I like me.
But your confidence, you have to be willing to pull yourself out of bed, pull yourself out of a funk, pull yourself out of whatever life is throwing at you to gain that confidence. By the time the run was over, I was like, you mother, I once again beat you. You gotta be willing to find the confidence.
That people have. And I think that when Jocko's alarm clock goes off, it's like, oh, just like my father taught me, I rise and I shine. You know, like up and get after it. I know it's worth it, and you know it's worth it.
You are eliminating another form of discomfort. I torture myself physically. I'm over have a day where there's not some kind of struggle. If I have a day where I just lay around, I'm like, this is weird. Like, it's one of the things that I have to do on vacation. When I get up in the morning, whenever I'm on vacation, the first thing I do is work out. I'm like, I gotta do this, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to enjoy this time off with my family. I gotta get up before everybody else, and I gotta work out hard.
Look, when you're a kid, your own potential, it's chaotic potential, can manifest itself in any number of ways. And maybe you don't want to give that up. So you're like Peter Pan. You want to be a kid forever because you don't want to give up the potential. And you look out in the world and all you see are Captain Hooks, you know, who've lost a hand, who are chased by death because that's the clock in the crocodile. It's already got a taste of it. He's terrified by death and he's a tyrant. Well, I don't want to grow up to be that. So I won't be disciplined at all. Well, that's no good. Because the way the potential transforms itself into actuality is through discipline.
And I think psychologically, the advantage that gives me over a lot of people that I have been in competition with in different situations is it's difficult to take the first step when you look how big the task is. The task is never huge. It's always one brick. I believe, and I learned very young that you don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. There will not be one brick on the face of the earth that's going to be laid better than this brick that I'm going to lay in this next 10 minutes. And you do that every single day, and soon you have a wall.
You write that motivation is crap.
It's crap.
Yes.
Right.
What do you mean?
Motivation is kingdom. So basically, what it is I think motivates some people today for the 4 minutes I'm on TV. Oh my God, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Everything I said is going down. That's motivation.
So you write about how Rocky motivated you, that movie motivated you, but you had to take it that next step. So how do you do that then?
Well, the thing about it is, it's about being driven almost to the point where you're obsessed. When you get to that point of being driven and possibly obsessed, you don't.
And it's really just a journey of evolution every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters.
Yeah, and we all get obsessed about the results. Like we get obsessed about like the output, not the input, of not figuring it out and not like changing things. What used to trial and error, like the experimenting.
If there's potential inside of you, which you know is there, but you're too scared to tell anyone else about it, and you go on and on, get older and older and older and older, and the windows of opportunity start to close, and you knew it could have been given birth to, but you never did it. I promise you, it will haunt you. It'll be more, it's a living nightmare, dude. That fact that you have the ability to do something and you're too weak to turn the key and start the engine on it, it's a greater disappointment and a greater burden to carry than any of this physical sweat equity or pain in the gym or sacrifice. All that is just nothing compared to a life where you're burdened by regret, guys.
Emotions come and go. The important thing is to accept them all, to embrace them all,
And then you can choose to do with them what you want versus being controlled by emotion. I'm nervous about the situation. Yeah, I'm fearful about the situation. Well, what am I afraid of? And then you kind of unpack it. And then it gives you the ability to look at it for really what it is, which is nothing more than your imagination running its course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that, because what you're saying is that when you're dealing with something, it's almost like, how can I get to the root of it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes what we're dealing with, like you're saying, it's an imagination and illusion. It's not really.
It's not really a thing.
Next time you're facing a fear, next time you're going against something, do that. Like literally unpack it. Don't just settle for your first answer, because the first answer is rarely the right one.
Don't hide from it. You know, you got to be able to look at it.
It will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing the path. And as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans.
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. You know, while the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working. Our minds are
about 20. Hey, what are we doing today? Well, we're going to engage now. And once we engage, we commit. There's no half commitment, there's no quarter commitment, there's no three-quarter. It's full commitment. Once we engage, it's every day we engage. Because that's a better life. And the people you will surround yourself are like-minded, and they're better friends. Friends and family for life, man. They have your back. They're solid individuals doing solid tasks, leaving a solid impact of legacy for other people. That's a solid life, man. It's your option now. What are you gonna do?
There's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work really hard and dedicate yourself to being better every single day.
Effort, dedication, work hard, because the talent is not enough anymore. And if you don't dedicate 100%,
I know what the fuck I do.
you're not gonna reach the level that you want. For example, you arrive home, you have the lunch, you do it a quick nap, and you wake up, you play with your kids, and I have to go to the gym at least 30, 40 minutes, but this will make the difference in the end of the day, you understand? If you do not do that work, you miss one. The next day, it's 2 sessions that you lost. And I know at the end of the day, in your hand, you're gonna make a huge difference.
This one year, my father had a shop, and he decided for whatever reason that he wanted a new wall on the front of his shop. So he tore down probably about 16 feet high and probably about 30 feet long. He just completely tore it. A year and a half. We were building this wall for a year and a half. Every day after school, we would come and mix some concrete, put it in the hole, doing it. And it was just myself and my little brother. And I remember standing back, looking at that wall, saying, there's going to be a hole here forever. A year and a half later, we laid the final brick. And my father stood back with my brother and I know he planned this. He says he didn't, but I know he had been planning this and writing this for the past 2 years. But we stood back, we looked at the wall, and he looked at me and my brother and said, don't y'all never tell me that you can't do something, and walked into the shop.
Because you have to want it.
Kobe.
You have to want to be better.
A few months ago, I said that I believed that if I chose to, I could be the president of the United States. And I think as I've had a chance to intellectualize why I said that, and I think that there's a certain delusional quality that all successful people have to have. You have to believe that something different can happen.
So that close to 3 in the morning right now. You know, the thing is, man, it's always gonna be a party. It's always gonna be a time to celebrate and a time to join friends or a day. I mean, the bars are always open. Always open. No matter how old you are, they're always open, you know? What's not always
25.
open?
Thank God I'm still alive.
To check the box in life. You know, achieve your dreams. That's not always open, man.
How greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, God-like
feature that only the special among us will ever taste. You know, it's something that truly exists in all of us.
Man, hope ain't gonna get you shit because it's not in your hands. Hope is not in your hands. You can't control hope, man. You can't. You get belief. Until you callous over the victim's mentality that the world is out to get you because of you are the only, you gotta change that, man.
Yeah, but you don't understand my life, dude.
Yeah, I do. That's the thing about it. And that's why I talk about it. Yeah, I get what you're saying. A lot of folks don't I get that mentality. I once had that mentality that no one understands what I'm going through. And if you keep that mentality, you're gonna stay in the same exact spot that you're in. Let me teach you the real life, how it really is. The reason why you're a loser, and the reason why you're not keep making it, and the reason why you're trying to go through all these, I go to all these conventions, speak all the time. I'm looking at an audience. These people sign up, and every year go to convention, thinking they're gonna learn something different. No, you're lazy. You know exactly what to do. Exactly what to do. Because even me, in my state of, I can't read or write. When you do right and say, God, man, I'm not smart. So guess what I gotta do? I gotta study the same shit that I got one of the highest scores in the nation on. And do it again. It's not just there.
We're not on the stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us strong. We were never satisfied, never finished. We'll never be retired. My high school English teacher, Mr. Fisk, he had this beautiful quote, and it read, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." And I took that to heart. I believe there's time for resting at the end, but for me, that time is not now. To have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never ever rest in the middle. Tired, 14 days, 13 days.
Get out their ass and come participate.
Don't mean nothing.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks.
For so long. It's like, because I saw you come in, and I wanted you to know that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you.
I'm about 29, looking good and feeling oh so fucking fine.
That's how you level up.
For me, I was more miserable trying to make everyone else happy than I am now with everyone else unhappy with me. Because when nobody's looking, that's the time that really counts. That's the time that really matters. The working out at 5, 6 a.m. and all the practices and all the extra conditioning, like that work that you do every single day is key. Because
relax, totally relax. Okay. And then start to visualize in their mind, see themselves the way they want to see themselves.
One.
Write out a description of how you'd like to see yourself. Start to read it. And read it. And read it. And read it every day. Carry it around and keep reading it. The one point that all the teachers all down through
the haters are mad,
have all agreed
and their house is fucking disgustingly dirty.
We become what we think about. Now, it may be fantasy at first. It might even appear to us as being a lie. But if you read it often enough, you'll start to believe it. And what William James said, believe and your belief will create the fact. You will see the person's personality change. I watch people in the seminars' personality change right in front of my eyes. And all they're doing is starting to see themselves different. They're starting to think different thoughts.
This next generation is just such a group of bullies, man. I just, for the small group of savages out there, run these fucking kids right over, man. Run them all over. That was always my mentality. Nobody's ever gonna fucking outwork me. So it should be yours. You out there that are listening right now, there's never been more opportunity than there is today.
Getting up at 4 o'clock, nobody. It all starts with this. 2 hands. I'll go to work.
I'm already working all of the hours that I'm awake, and I've already given up Saturdays. So the only thing that I have left is like Sundays and evenings. I am no longer going to be watching any football, and I'm no longer going to have Netflix at all.
That's what I'm sacrificing. And I think a lot of people create these to-do lists when, in my experience, it's been so much more useful to...
And just not be afraid, just recognize that look, whatever could be out there, I could have it.
A warrior's not always that. A warrior's who says, hey, I'm here again today. I'm here again tomorrow. I'm gonna be here the next day. I'm 50 years old, I'm still getting after it. It's a person that puts no limit on what's possible.
There's no excuse for not being the hardest worker. Yeah, someone might be bigger, stronger, faster, quicker, younger, whatever else, but there is no excuse to not be the hardest team worker there. And when you believe that you have the ability to do something, that the life that you're living right now is going down this direction, you can hate where it is. There is nothing else to do but to change direction. Passion and commitment to something. No one loses there. The losers are the people that sit in the starting line and never initiate. It's the belief that supremacy exists. There's so many examples in the Olympics, and every day we see the common man with the odds against them overcoming what people thought could never happen. And probably he didn't even think it. But there he stands victorious and a role model to all of us. Like, oh my God, we want to be him. But before he was him, he was us. What got him there was an undying belief. And every drop of sweat that came out, and every pain and ache and everything else was just a telltale sign that he's getting closer and closer to that dream that we were when we were kids of being reality. Why not believe in it? What's the other option? There is no other option. It's a life forgotten, man.
I'd like to know.
God's work is nothing. You're going to lose sleep. You'll doubt whether it'll work. You'll stress to make ends meet. You won't finish your to-do list. You'll wonder whether you made the right call and have no way to know for years. This is what hard feels like, and that's okay. Everything worth doing is hard, and the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. If it's hard, good. It means no one else will do it. More for you.
Why are you out running 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and not later in the day? Or why do fighters do that?
Because I don't want to do it. It's just playing to do things that you don't want to do.
I'm 33.
Oh, I got to run.
After that, I realized, man, if I want to be good, I gotta wake up in the morning and I gotta do the extra work. And I gotta show up when other guys aren't. And I've got to learn. I've got to continue to be open to learning. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you're getting, not what anyone else is getting. Whenever you get an opportunity, you take advantage of it. You treat it like it's the Super Bowl. You treat it like it's game day. Go out there and treat practice like no one else does.
You have no idea how great you really are. Because you are using such minimum of what you have. So in this job, you're looking for cockroaches, looking for rodents and stuff like that. This next morning or this next night, I went to work and I hit I don't like cockroaches too much. I hit the mother load of cockroaches. And this restaurant got full of cockroaches and rodents and everything else. And I sat there and I said, this is my life. I said, this is my life. You know exactly who this is it. And I said, this ain't gonna be it for me. So in that restaurant, I quit my job, left my canister, the most obsessed person on the planet Earth.
And then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80-hour, 100-hour weeks, and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks. Then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.
If you have one good day where you eat clean, you drink a lot of water, like you did, you got that day, you woke up, you put your shoes on, you went for a run, you worked out in your driveway, you got a good day. Yep. That's sometimes all you need to do and decide, this is what I do from now on. I have good days. Yeah. Tomorrow's going to be another good day, and then I'm going to force myself into another good day. And the next thing you know, I've got some momentum.
My legs are all beat down, low as me, tired, feel like shit. But guess what? I know, how about days off? One day, but not today. Hang on a second, man. You can achieve the absolute impossible. You don't need great parents. You don't need like a private school. You don't need to have this humongous GPA and all this other What you need is the one thing I talk about in my book, which is straight up brutal work ethic. You have to be willing to outwork everybody in the world.
From the social group that I had before I quit my job, before going all the way like ground zero to today,
I talked to no one from that time of my life compared to today. And I was absolutely miserable and unhappy and unfulfilled. And I would say that the majority of those people probably don't like me today because I changed. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. He thinks he's so fancy now, et cetera, et cetera. And I think I'm just okay with that. And so I think coming to terms with the idea that I could be absolutely rejected by everyone I know, but like me, I was more okay with that because the alternative was I didn't want to live anymore. And so obviously there's degrees and there's continuums and there's stages of where people are at with that. But as that being the taken to its logical extreme, would I rather live for them than live for me? I would rather be hated by everyone than like myself.
Everyone does a few reps. Yeah, this is me. You know, no one goes the extra mile. The thing about traffic jams, guys, there are no traffic jams in the last mile of the race. It's just you and your shadow.
What up, Arizona?
In the beginning, everybody's there. All the contenders and the Heisman. I love the physical high of the burn being released. I love the mental high that has improved myself. I love the mentality that I'm defeating my competitors.
You just enough time to recover for your next set, bro.
I'm out here getting ahead.
And you're still under 1 minute.
Good enough, smart enough. I'm not talented enough to do that. Some people are. Some people can start at 1. Some people don't have to start at all. If you lack talent, you can't sit back and say, I'll start in half an hour. I can't do that. I gotta start now.
I think it's really profound in terms of how quickly people move through life, in terms of achieving the goals that they set out. Because people are like, how is that guy so young and he's achieved X, Y, and Z? It's like, well, what takes you a month to make a decision, we make it an hour. And then the next hour, I make another decision that takes you your next month. And so like, that's how you can go 30 times or 100 times faster than the quote average person who's overweight, has $1,000 in their bank account, you know, and is going to die at 70.
And after I get back from starting, I gotta start again. And when I get done with that run or that study session, if it wasn't good enough, I gotta go back again. Because repetition is what taught me everything. So you can honestly outwork anything.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
I'd say just listen to yourself. Don't listen to anybody else, not one person, because God forbid anything went wrong. You can't blame other people and start pointing the finger. Always know that you're only to blame yourself because you made that decision. And whatever you do in life, never regret it. Never if, buts, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Give everything while you can, when you can, and leave nothing behind.
No one's gonna come to help me. No one's gonna come and help me. It's me against me, period. I didn't have a come wake me up at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning and say, hey, you gotta get your shit in. I had no trainer. I didn't have a nutrition. I had to work at all this. I had to overcome, and it self-disciplines everything. If you're great, my mind is clear, nothing going on. Think about nothing but my running pace, what I'm doing, my breathing, everything like that. Get to mile 15, I turn around, and the demons start to creep in. That inevitable walls creeping up on me. When you push so hard, something's about to give, and I start to give. My mind started to break down. I started feeling my legs starting to hurt. I started feeling dehydrated. Started feeling sorry for myself. Started looking around. No one knows I'm out here running. Why don't you go ahead and just stop? Call your girl, have her pick you up. And that's not like a little. And this is when your mind has to change. You gotta start thinking, I'm the grittiest mother in the world. Your dehydration, your legs are all sore. You feel like you got shin splints and stress fractures. No, you don't. You got sore legs. Get out of your head and stay hard.
I call it the Rocky cutscene, and almost every successful person that I had to do during that entire season of their life, and they basically sacrifice a season of other things that they would prefer to do stuff that they would not prefer to do because of the one thing they want most. And that's the Rocky cutscene.
And instead of lasting 5 minutes, it just usually lasts 5 or 10 years.
Never seen myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is I'm willing to die in the process of acquiring skill.
There is no perfect time to start. You gotta start now and changing your life. We're all being tested in life. And guess what? This is one test you can't cheat on. We all have our own test. Some of us are obese. Some of us are depressed. Some of us are insecure. In the military, we had this big old rucksack on the back. Had batteries, water, extra gear. Your extra gear is just deal with the life. And the only way to overcome it is for you and you alone to face it. You have to do your best work when you're the least motivated. So those days you don't want to do it, guess what you gotta do? You gotta suck it the do it.
Like, I want to see what you do when you're tired. I want to see how you push yourself. Come on, man. Get up. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. The next day. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Keep going. How long can you maintain a positive attitude?
So what's the great divide of human beings? Who are you on those days you don't want to do things? It's easy to conquer when it's good weather. You got good sleep. Work's going good. The family's good. You feel great. Your body's not injured. Those are the easy days to conquer. But who are you on those fucking days when all hell's broke loose? Your body's dumb. You're sore. You're depressed. You're miserable. You're not the favorite person at school. You might be getting bullied. You might be falling behind in life. Who are you on those days? When it's all dumb. That's the great divide. Those people who get up on those days, when everything's up and still grind.
In order to get stronger, we must fail. Accept that. Know that who we are right now is not who we are, but where we are. We're going forward with the belief. Our belief, guys, drives this workout. Believe in the difference you can be. Stop being average when your potential is crying to come outside you more than that. Two forms of pain. Pain that breaks you and the pain that changes you. That's the pain of a change right there. That's the pain of progress. The pain that destroys you isn't this. It's later in life knowing you could have been more. And all that's left is you and the meter and tears of a possibility left that you allowed to die. Own your life, guys. You had every opportunity. There's no excuse not to be the hardest worker in the room. And all your endeavors, schoolwork, the gym, your career, your relationship, your name's attached to it. It's gotta mean more than anything. That's your name. It's all you got.
Play it out. What if you just never do anything? Maybe some people just need to stop dreaming. Maybe they need to accept their current reality and actually enjoy it. Because there's a lot of people in their 70 and 80 and they did do their dreams. And if they went back, they didn't do anything, but that whole time they were dissatisfied because they didn't try. But what if they were just like, I have a good life. I have a wife who loves me. I've got some kids. I have a job that I don't mind it, pays the bills. I mean, if you go back 500 years, those people are like, man, this is my passion. It's like, dude, I'm just rowing a boat across a ferry. That's what I do. That's what my dad did. His dad did. This is how we eat. And so, we have these idealized versions of purpose that I think Instagram and all this stuff kind of make terrible. But I think there's a lot of honor in work, period. And I think a lot of people fool themselves by thinking that what they do for some reason is not honorable. And I think a lot of it is I can choose to be I will be the best shit show cook because I believe that I will figure out how to do this more efficiently, and I will get better, and I'll have calluses on my hands, and I'll have a better back, and whatever. But I will do this well. And I think you can find joy in work if you decide to do it. So, on one hand, if your dream causes you so much pain, then you will quit what you're doing and do it. And if it doesn't cause you enough pain that you're not pursuing it, or that you don't if you don't feel like you're in a cage right now, then maybe you're not in a cage. And maybe you just need to like the life you have. And that's cool too.
The other thing that's so interesting about being alive is that you're all in. No matter what you do, you're all in. This is going to kill you. So I think you might as well play the most magnificent game you can while you're waiting.
Because do you have anything better to do?
Worked on my gift. I realized that all of us are born with a gift, but you gotta hone it. You know, it's just not, you're not gonna become great. You know, greatness is upon you. And I realized that my gift wasn't going to create itself. My gift wasn't going to nurture itself. My gift wasn't going to perfect itself. That was something I had to do. And so, man, before you know it, we did a video that went viral. I think it's got over 50 million hits now. And we turned.
You know, very few people bet on the underdog. But if you would have, you would have won big. And that happened to be we bet on ourselves.
Sometimes you have to let other people's dreams for your life die for yours to live. And for me, it was like when I continued to every day not want to wake up, that was my wake up call, where I was like, either I continue to live this way and not want to be alive, or I just risk the fact that I'll die to everybody else. And I think that like it was the hardest decision of my entire life, by far. All the hard stuff I went through, still the hardest decision.
If you make all the right decisions, but you have, like, you absolutely think that it's impossible for you, but you still do the right things, you will win.
So let's keep going. I quit several things. I know what's on the back end of quitting. It's a lifetime of thinking about why the did I do that? And I ain't do that.
Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch. And let the big dog see. Let them on the field. Have some heart.
Every day, it's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters.
Do not give up. Do not feel like you're tired. When you're tired, think of last year and think of that record. Every time I get tired or I think I can't go no more, I think of that record.
45.
That ain't us.
Thank God I'm still alive.
We can make it. We gotta believe. We gotta be mentally strong. When we tired, that's where we gotta put our fundamentals together. We gotta be more focused.
There's not a motherfucker that's up. There's not a car. There's not a person. Everybody's in their bed, sleep, dreading that it's a Monday. Hate it's a Monday. And I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Where everybody's getting weaker, I'm getting stronger. It's not about the running, the swimming, the push-ups, the sit-ups. It's about what those things do for your mentality. You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting the after it every daggone day.
We're not on this stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us stronger. We were never satisfied, never finished, will never be retired. My high school English teacher, Mr. Fisk, he had this beautiful quote, and it read, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." And I took that to heart. I believe there's time for resting at the end, but for me, that time is not now. I have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never ever rest in the middle.
My personal goal is to squeeze every ounce of potential out of whatever I have. And I think that if you feel like you have potential left over, then it will eat you alive until you do something about it.
If you haven't gotten what you want, then you're not worthy of it, period. And that's okay. Now you can admit that you suck and improve. Better to know you're bad for a season than pretend you're good for a lifetime. You're not making as much money as you want because you're not as good as you think you are. You're not struggling from imposter syndrome. You're a student and pretending to be a teacher.
Push yourself that hard. You sleep easy at night. That's not because you're physically tired. It's not because physically you're worn out, like sleep easy. It's not like going, the physical exhaustion. Your brain can finally rest, knowing you give it your all.
You have control of this. This belongs to you. This is yours. You're the captain, you're the master, you're the foreman, you're the general, you're the head. Don't give control of this to nobody.
I tell you, the harder and harder you work in here, the harder and harder it becomes to accept failure out there. Second place isn't an option anymore, guys. Giving here, the more you get out there. Why would you not want to give it all? What else are you gonna do? You come here and kill it right now? Or stay home on the couch? You know, watching the life pass by. I know it sounds like habitual what I say all the time, but sometimes you got it ingrained in your head. What else would you be doing right now? Taking the time off?
What up, one cool guy?
Or taking the time to get ahead. It's just, that seems so simple to me, that solution, the choice is there. If it doesn't seem so easy to you, it's because you don't believe in yourself. You believe in yourself, you want to be in here killing it. Because give you that much more of a chance.
I'm trying to break a personal record. My personal record for 700 is 1 hour and 24 minutes.
Believe they can never get there. So therefore, why take the precautionary steps to sharpen and hone the arsenal to really go to battle? Because they don't even want to go to battle because they know they're going to lose.
You got to get real doggish. You got to get downright funky if you want to make it. Now, like I was telling you before, if you want to be ordinary, you ain't even got to listen to me. Just go on about your business.
Every single morning, you want to...
These ain't half reps.
Or do you want a negative one about you?
This is big boy full reps.
How do you want people to see you?
Well, they say no half-assing around here.
No. Or like that.
One.
It's your prerogative. Just comes off. The sweat. Replace by that.
Not 46.
That's part about it. Because once you have this, you got this too. It's just shit, people. People know that you had the ability to do at least one thing right in your life. And they're willing to bet you can do something else right too. They give you the opportunity. And you take your trained talent and you marry that to the person you want to be. Last step success, once you had it all, you give it back to someone else. Slime his way up. That's actually life.
Here's the fact. All of you have extraordinary capabilities. All of you. You have to decide if you are willing to do the things to put you in that category.
Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing.
Say a
And
prayer.
if you don't really want to do it, what's going to stop you? Just about anything that comes up. Your excuses will take everything that you ever wanted from you. If you avoid those things that are hard, if you don't accept that challenge, if you don't step up and step into that cold water, just get up. Move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. And you're going to fail. 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 And then you're going to win.
So the goal was to be the first one at breakfast. So I set my alarm. I make sure I'm up by sunrise. I get out of bed. I put on my gear and I head downstairs. But when I get there, Kobe's already there. With ice packs on his knees, drenched in sweat. Now, it took me a minute to figure it out, but this guy wasn't only awake before me. He had already worked out. He had just played in the finals days earlier. Meanwhile, I'd been off for months and I was still exhausted. What he had done that morning was incomprehensible to me. That dedication he had only days after falling short of an NBA championship. That taught me something I've never forgotten. Legends aren't defined by their successes. They're defined by how they bounce back from their failures.
And if you're not strong mentally, and you have no willpower, you're going to continue falling back in this hole versus the man that sits back and goes, all right, this is why I class. This is when it's in. This is what it took for me to be. Sorry, it didn't take, hey, okay, we're going to do this today. No, this really sucks. This is real, dude. This is real. And every day, I'm set back. I'm set back. I'm set back. I'm set back. So this is what I would tell your boy. This is exactly what I tell him. Every day you wake up, you're going to probably be set back for the first 4 weeks before you lose significant weight because the mind's going to be with you the whole time. There's no dopamine. There's no dopamine in there. After there's a pound, you got nothing. Your hormones are shot. You have to envision something that is more powerful than you. Something has to get you out of bed. And you have to create it. It has to be false. Because you're not it. You're a bad piece of shit. That's the reality of it. So you have to create a false reality.
500 in the fucking bag. We got 200 left.
On yourself. Am I that? I don't care. I believe it. And I was trying to tell him, once you become obsessed with something, obsessed, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. It's okay. Don't be all this stuff people say, you gotta be balanced. To be the best in the world at what you do. It's not about being a Navy SEAL, people. The best at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of energy and strength that you have to pull it off. Then you get balanced once you become great.
How much harder will you work in this offseason now to get back to the championship?
I'll push myself to exhaustion.
I became the most obsessed person on the planet Earth. And I was based judgment, be called whatever the f in the world, and be able to stand in the room and say, go f yourself. I had to build this callous mind, and I built it through suffering. I built it through downright and just crushing myself. If it was raining outside at 3 o'clock in the morning, if it was snowing, the first instinct is don't go out there and do shit. My instinct was, we gotta go out there. Anything that was fucking horrible in my life that I would normally say no, that was inhumane to most people, I had to go do it.
It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going. I don't feel like going to work. It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go hard. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
Maybe I should just quit and go.
We're really feeling it today because I was coming in trying to break a personal record.
Quit.
We might hit, we might know. Going a little bit fast.
Don't know.
I'm getting gassed.
You are too concerned with what was and what will be.
Last time I broke this personal record,
yesterday,
I was only running 3 miles a day.
Tomorrow,
right now we're running like 7 miles a day, 14 miles a day. And we're coming back stronger, faster, better, bigger. Still breaking personal records after running half marathons
so worried
in 1 day.
about what other people think about us. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, what if they think I'm crazy? What if they think I'm over obsessive or competitive? And what if this is like, you're too much? This is just not healthy for you to be thinking this way, right? Yeah. How did you get your mindset into this alter ego to be comfortable being black?
Like I said, last time I broke the personal record, I was only running 3 miles a day. Right now I can go run 14 miles.
To put myself in a place
still
where
come back and hit this.
At practice, when I'm training and during games.
We're about 2 minutes faster on the push-ups. If I can get there.
I switch my mode into something else.
Crazy, we're coming back working these records like that.
When you leave there, it's something completely different. But when I'm in that cage, bro, don't fucking touch me. Don't talk to me.
And I contributed to the Heisman right here.
You want to be baddest motherfucker ever at what you do, you're going to be misunderstood by everybody because you're going to be so fucking obsessed and so driven to get there. And that's what it takes.
500 in the back, got 200 left.
Anybody says balance? Yeah, balance is important for a lot of people. It is. But if you want to go to that edge with people who do not like you, don't understand you, question
so we're not moving as fast as I should be.
You've arrived.
We're a little bit slow.
You're misunderstood to the point where people think you're psycho and you're nuts and you're this and that. Why are you in the gym at 1 o'clock in the morning? You just got through doing an op for 13, 14 hours after Ranger School, man, at the gym. What's wrong? You will never understand what is wrong with me.
And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work out for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you will have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because if you go to sleep, you might miss the opportunity to be successful. That's how bad you got to want it.
You said before about how you build up self-esteem and confidence and stuff. And there's this quote from one of my friends, Alex Hormozy, that says, "You don't become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt."
I love that phrase, uncommon amongst uncommon men. There's moments where you don't want to do this, which is why it's so interesting, because you do it.
Right.
You do it without any reservation. You just go through it.
Right.
But you always talk about, I don't want to do this, but you always do it.
That's it. I came with a thing called perform without purpose. And so many people, they need to have a 5K, a 10K. I need to have a course in front of me. I need to have something in front of me for me to get my fucking ass up and do something. And that used to be me. And nowadays, you know, past 27 years, I don't need purpose. We're all looking for this golden purpose. Is it this? Is it that? Is it making money? Is it my family? Motherfucker, the purpose is you.
We're not on the stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us stronger. We were never satisfied, never finished, we'll never be retired. My high school English teacher, Mr. Fisk, he had this beautiful quote, and it read, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." And I took that to heart. I believe there's time for resting at the end, but for me, that time is not now. My next dream is to be honored one day for inspiring the next generation of athletes to have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never, ever rest in the middle.
When you're passionate, everybody cheers you on. They're stoked for you. Oh, you found your passion? Awesome. Follow your passion. Live with passion. Be passionate. Chase your passions. Everything. Like passion. Passion's good. Like the words are like, yay, passion. Right? When you're obsessed, they're like, you're obsessed. People think you're nuts. So it's different. And it's like, I always tell people, if no one thinks you're crazy, you're not yet operating to the.
It's not going to be perfect, and it will change along the way. But it will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing, and as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans.
What most people get wrong about motivation?
They think it's a permanent fix. They think it's something that is a constant. They think that maybe once I get it, I'm going to hold on to it. And that's the thing about that I always talk about. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things. You have to learn to perform without purpose.
You can't be interested and you can't be obsessed. Interested is a hobby. Kobe Bryant was not interested in winning championships.
If I don't break my personal record today, I'm not trying to get it.
An obsession comes in
I don't try to break
details
records.
that nobody.
You don't break a record by trying, you just break a record by doing it.
And I always say,
Flow state.
interested
So if I don't
people
break it
watch
today,
obsessed people change the world.
I ain't fucking with it.
Well, one of the things I recommend to young people, especially true for people in their 20s,
I've never broken a personal
you
record
should
by
push
trying to
yourself
break it.
beyond your limits of tolerance in your 20s to find out where it is. How much can you work? How disciplined can you become? Like, can you work 12 hours a day? Can you work 8 hours a day? Can you work 3 hours a day? Like, flat out. Where's your limit? How much work can you do and how much socialization? You can find out. Push yourself past and then back off to that point where it's optimally sustainable. It's good to think about that as a goal. It's like you're trying to discover what your limitations are when you're in your 20s, so that you can hit that edge, so that you can sustain yourself across the decades. And so, yeah, because you don't want to have too much fun, right? Too much fun takes you out. You don't want to be the oldest guy at the disco. You know, it's not fun being the 40-year-old at the singles bar, precisely.
You have to be careful not to move too
You want
fast,
to
because you
make
might
sure
not
that what
finish.
you're doing is age appropriate.
I'd rather
You want to
finish
push yourself in every
than go
direction
too
that you
fast.
can, but you should be doing that with an
Not
aim in
finish.
mind. It's like you're trying to make yourself into a better and more competent person. And so,
moving
some
all fast or
discipline along with
nothing.
the fun is a good idea.
But at the end, you're going to have to slow down anyway.
That sounds like excuses to me. I mean,
So
you
you're
gotta
not
figure it
doing
out,
anything.
right? If you really
You gotta
have
pace
an
yourself.
obsession to figure it out, you will figure it out, right? And every puzzle is constructed differently. Right? AI situation.
You came into the league was different than mine. Mike's situation in Chicago was different than mine, right? Everybody has a different puzzle, man. You just got to figure out your own puzzle. It's interesting to think about like the sliding doors of like if you go to Charlotte, if you stay Charlotte, or if you know what I mean.
Hey man, listen. The better you get, the easier it gets. You right now, the phase you're in is called growing pains. And what you don't even realize is that the game is trying to test you right now, trying to see how bad you want it. You think the game gonna reward people who can't handle hardship and adversity? No, that's not how it works. The grind ain't meant to be easy. That's why you're gonna appreciate it so much when you get through it.
But I remember we were playing against the Lakers, Tom. You know, like I always try to outwork people, right? That's just how I made my mark. So the game was at 7. I said, you know what? I'm gonna come to the Staples Center because we're playing. This is when the Lakers had Kobe and Shaq. Okay, this is like the championship Lakers. So now I'm gonna get there at 3 o'clock. I want to make sure I make 400 made shots before I go back into the room, and then I sit in the sauna and I get ready for the game. So get in the car, get to the gym, get there, and as I'm walking onto the court, who do I see? I see Kobe Bryant, already working out. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of cool. It's Kobe. Kobe, you know. And so I put my sneakers on, and you ever get lost in what you do, where you end up like, wait, it's been an hour and a half. I'm here, I'm in it. So once I set my foot across that line, I started working out, and so I worked out for a good hour and a half. And when I came off after I was done, I sat down, and of course I still heard the ball bounce. I'm like, oh, this guy's still working out. So he was working out for like, it looks like he was in a dead sweat when I got here, and he's still going. And it's not like his moves are nonchalant or lazy. He's doing like game moves, you know? I sit there and I unlace my shoes. I'm like, I want to see how long this goes. I sit out there and watch 25 minutes. And he got done. I said, okay, that's enough. Go play, you know, come back, get in the sauna, get ready for the game. That game, he drops 40 on us. Okay. And after the game was over, I have to ask this guy, I have to understand like why he works like that. Right? So after the games, I'm like, hey, Cole, like, why were you in the gym for so long? He's like, because I saw you come in. And I wanted you to know that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you. Wow.
Consistency, man. That's the name of the game, bro. Don't get much simpler than that. If you keep going every single day and don't stop, your competition will fall off, bro. You ain't cut like you, bro. They ain't ready for prime time. They ain't trying to really get right. They take days off, this day off, that day off. They lazy. I'm tired of no. Grind every day, one foot in front of the other, brother. I promise you, you're gonna be laughing these folks, bro. Give it a year. Watch what happens.
The bike got easier. I was able to run more. I went from like 1 mile. 1 mile is a great accomplishment. 2 miles, and then from 2 to 3.
Not 58.
6.
Feeling fucking great.
Like they have a morning order that they get people to get ready for buds. And the whole thing was running 6 miles 5 days a week. And that was my goal. And so I just kept, I failed, I go back to scratch. I use some positive motivation. I have like 1 day where I'm like defeated. But I started realizing this is part of the process. This is part of the journey. I had to realize this is part of my process versus just saying, like I used to, I was not good enough. If I'm not good enough, we always say that. If it's not good enough, let me try something else. I'm going to make myself good enough. And that became my mentality. I want to make myself good enough. And so I'm misunderstood a lot. So like on the running, if I ran a quarter of a mile, I wait a couple hours, it haunt me, bother me. I try to run a half mile next time, same day. You can do more than this. If I had to walk, I had to walk. It just became just a process of grinding. And grinding is not even a good word for it. It's not even a good word for it. And just going further and further. And then when I got through running, I go to the bike, I go to the pool. If I got tired somewhere, my legs are tired, I go to the gym. And I developed this crazy workout where I was doing volume, like 200-300 reps of like very lightweight. People always say, oh, no, how come you don't have any like loose skin? My workout routine in the gym became sick. I gave everything to who I am. And that's why I don't believe that. Don't believe it. I gave everything. And when you give everything, you have no regret. People didn't understand me. People don't understand me now. I don't give up. I know exactly what I was doing. I'm not crazy. I'm not this and that. People try to title me and label me. No. I had something to fucking do. But there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse.
to get off the couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak.
I'm 59, feeling fine.
You're out running on the track, working out. You start talking to yourself, saying, "Man, my knee is really sore right now. Maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I need to back off. You know, man, my lungs are burning. Maybe I can just slow down here. I'll do like an extra 2 sets tomorrow. You know, it'll be okay." Right? That sort of stuff.
Yes.
Like that stuff's dangerous. And that's, you just gotta say, you know what? I'm not negotiating with myself.
Yeah.
The deal was already made. Deal was made. When I set out at the beginning of the summer, I said, this is the training plan I'm doing. I signed that contract with myself. I'm doing it. You know, throughout that process, you'll start talking to yourself like, man, I think I need to, maybe if we, no, it's not negotiable. Yeah.
You have to learn to train your mind well beyond motivation. If you have motivation, that's great. That's some kindling to the fire. All it takes is a little bit of spark, you can burn the whole forest up.
I'm number 60.
Why be normal when you can be the best? I don't want to be normal. I want to make the difference. So everything I do, I want to make the difference. Because when I make the difference, I'm the best.
That's something that I can't really show people. Because I have this space. I have this space that they see, like, are you happy? What's wrong with you? I'm driven. I'm obsessed. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things. And that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't do it.
Hey, bro. You better get ready to buckle up, because it's no easier, bro. What you think the grind gets easy? Come on, bro. You silly, man. This grind's only for the strong ones, bro. And if you weak, I suggest you go ahead and leave. It's tough, but it's true. Be safe.
You need to just keep living. Listen to the pain. It's both history teacher and fortune teller. Pain teaches us who we are. Sometimes it's so bad, we feel like we're dying. But we can't really live till we die a little, can we?
People don't get it. There's great joy in the grind. Great joy in the suffering. It totally cleanses your body out, man, of any kind of hate. It makes you grow up.
What I want to invite you to do, what I want you to consider, is that every single time you go and do something hard, that's the story you've told yourself, that it's easier said than done. You know, it's kind of hard to do that. Well, it's supposed to be fucking hard. Look, if growing stronger and building muscle were fucking easy, you'd have no reason to go to the gym. There would be no growth if there was no challenge.
And I'm answering your questions. Every question, I'm with you. But in the back of my mind, all I'm thinking about is all the times I could have won those matches that I lost by not bringing my best mindset.
Oh, you got 100 left, bro. I'm trying to break this record.
By all the
you know how many pissed if I don't break it?
You missed. By not
I'm moving fast. I'm not taking any breaks. I'm not taking much water breaks.
Because
I'm still not breaking it, so I'm like, yeah, is it worth it?
With that one
no.
shot, you're sitting there getting served for the match, and your mind is not thinking about where that ball place needs to be, but think about your family this, or this at work, or that at work. That's greatness.
Don't come in here bothering me, Zoe. I'm almost done.
On every single shot that you missed throughout a 20-something year career, every shot, you can go back and say, I was here. This person was in the red shirt there. Greatness is being so aware of the time of life in the second that went by, and you can recall like it was yesterday.
We're not going to break the record, though.
We're going to go back there.
The record's over in about 5 minutes.
Same mistake again. And being
maybe at least 11 or 12.
There really are only two macro level motivators that we have in life, and that's pleasure and pain. I want people to understand is, okay, so if nature only gave you two things to motivate you, pleasure and pain, why would you eliminate half of them? And so most people think that life is about avoiding the pain. I'm here to tell you right now, in a very controlled fashion, it is about really experiencing the pain, learning from it. Pain plus reflection equals progress.
Failure has been achieved, thank God.
Now, the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to make it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is. It always has been.
Finding uncomfortable moments and embracing uncomfortable moments are one of the most important things a person can do in terms of understanding themselves and understanding how they think. And if you don't do it, if you just avoid it, you have that uncomfortable moment, you just start boozing, or you take some pills or something, and you just avoid it. You're never going to figure out what was going on in the first place that led you down that weird road where now you find yourself crying in a fetal position on your bathroom floor. Like, what? How'd you get there? Like, are you looking at it, or are you just going to take a
screaming to me the other night, "Hey, Will, I want to be an actor, man. I want to be an actor just like you." You know, usually people say stuff to me like that. I'm like, "Yeah, man, you know, you do is give them an encouraging word." But I was just sitting here thinking, and it dawned on me, 99% of people that say stuff like that are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
I'm 62.
And that's just real. It's not about your body as much as it is about your mind. It's getting command of your mind to be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest. Every day, we are choosing that's not in our own best interest, right? So if the world is attacking you and the world wants to fight you and the world's trying to hold you down, so you're going to kick yourself in the balls? So you're going to stop yourself from getting what you dream. Self-discipline is the center of all material success. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind.
Do you think discipline in and of itself is the root, or do you think discipline within
I'm 63.
a direction?
Get off that ass and come
have
get
the
with me.
business, you have the vision for who you want to be, you were pointed towards that, and discipline got you there. But if somebody's not pointed anywhere, would you give them different advice?
Yeah, I think I would. I think that if someone has a zero plan, zero future planned out ahead of them, they don't need to just implement discipline in their life. They don't need to go out and run 10K a day for 70 days, or train twice and drink this much water and do this. I think they need to take the first step.
Yeah, we're at 1 hour, 22 minutes.
Trying to figure out what it is that you want to do. What are you actually
I still got fucking
something, right?
70 left.
If you can leverage that one thing and make it become
That's the last time I tried to break a personal record.
For success. And I'm sure, like,
because I'm taking less breaks.
Everyone can be successful.
I'm not taking water breaks.
What they do.
I'm just moving.
I don't know what the
I'm still
timelines
not
are.
finished. It sounds weird.
50 years, 10
Fucking
years,
weird as hell.
1 year. You see, like, singers blow up after 6 months.
Weird as hell.
But you'll see a
Probably from fasting though, because the other day I didn't fast. I was fasting today. So I was slower when you fast. So it's good to work out while you're fasting. Then you're not fasting no more. You're 20 minutes faster because you ate food.
Going for
More than likely what it is. It's fasting.
Whatever that thing is, just give it a go. Just see if you can stack it up. If you enjoy it, keep going at it.
It needs motivation for breakfast.
In fact,
You
I know
don't
that's
need
exactly what it
motivation.
is.
It's great if it arrives. It's some extra fuel on the fire. But discipline is the thing that you need. What would you tomorrow want you today to do? You tomorrow would want you to keep that promise to yourself.
There has to be something. This is what I'm talking about now, because this isn't a hack. This has to be in you. Something in you has to wake up. And usually the only person that can wake it up is you. Sometimes you can read a David Goggins book because I was all this shit and then a lot more up. But if you don't have a little flame, just
I'm
just
64.
barely, you're done.
We only got 60 more.
I can't light it for you. And that's the harsh reality of this life that I want to get across so fucking bad. You can watch me, you can watch you can watch Rogan and Cameron Haynes, all these motherfuckers. You can go to Tony Robbins's fucking bull, all this shit. Do all this. If you could keep going back and keep spending money and spending money and spending money with no results,
You can wonder, wow, maybe then they go try out David Goggins. He ain't gonna fucking help you. You have to explore, examine the insides of yourself. And what do you really want out of life? Your friend, a lot of people out here just don't want it. So guess what? Have fun with your life.
It's a lot easier to sit around and make a list of what you're going to do in the future. What's easier? It's easier to take out a pen and a piece of paper and write things down. And so people will substitute that action for the action that will actually change them and make them better and move them closer to that version of who they know they can become. So let's just be careful. Just be careful. Be careful of getting caught in that planning phase of who you can become. Be careful of that planning phase, because the planning phase should be about 3 seconds long. And then it's time to go get after it.
Pick your move before you're ready. I'll tell you where big dreams go to die. They go to the planning place. Preparing ourselves. It's a big con job we work on ourselves. There are so many bones of big dreams in that graveyard where people, there's always going to be a set of reasons to wait.
When you want to achieve the highest goal of all time, you are going to have to learn how to get your ass kicked all the way up that damn mountain. If I want to be way up here, it's going to take a bunch of small...
Check on her. She sounds like she fell.
...along the way. But you have to understand that that is part of the process.
Huh?
I'm coming.
The reality is when you do things that are easy in life, you don't value them as much. When you do things that are difficult and that require you to dig really deep, then you value them more. It's easy to quit. It's easier to try something that's already been done before. It's harder when you don't know what the end result will be. It's harder when you face the uphill challenge and you deal with it. You face it head on. It's where you build confidence in yourself. That's where you build your own self-esteem. You know, if they're given you, you never have a sense of how difficult it is to actually earn it.
Regret hurts more than discipline. Because when you're disciplined and you act on the things that you're supposed to do, you won't ever have to look back and say, dang, woulda, coulda, shoulda. So do it now so you don't have to do it later.
The most powerful voice you'll ever hear is the one inside your own head, because that voice is often fueled by fear and insecurity. Your mind can remind you of the past. It can criticize you and make you question your self-worth, but you can change that. Don't be afraid to question the stories you create in your head. Focus on what you want, and you'll start to see opportunities where obstacles once were.
You get up in the morning, what are you going to do? I'm going to win today. Well, just by saying it, you're going to win today. You ain't going to win today. It's a jungle out there. See, most of us, we come out to compete every single day. The jungle comes to win, because the jungle is always prepared.
You know, the things that you think about all the time, that you don't tell anybody, right? You can do that. You actually can achieve it. And you should believe in yourself. You should believe in those things, because they're there for a reason. They're not in your mind, they're not in your heart just to be there.
Whenever you feel negative or unhappy about anything, you say, wait a minute, I'm responsible. I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for what happened. I can't change the past. I'm not going to spend a second worrying about the past.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.
Your enemy is you. People don't understand it's you against you. The only person that gets in your way is you. Nobody else.
It's stuck as a signal that you stop growing. And when most people feel stuck,
They don't understand that it's tied to a fundamental need for growth. We believe it's an existential crisis and we blow up our lives. For most human beings, what actually will get you feeling like you're not stuck is having something in the future that you're looking forward to. Learning anything gets you back in touch with a fundamental need. It makes you start to feel like things are moving. And from that place of feeling a little bit more empowered, you'll be able to make better decisions about what big things need to change in your life.
Your current situation is not your final destination. There's more to your life. And I know right now it's hard for you to believe that, but I need you to believe it. Like everything you're currently facing is building you for something greater. You're more than your struggles. You're more than your pain. I know you feel like nobody understands you. Nobody gets you. I know you feel alone and isolated. So I want to tell you, I'm proud of you for not giving up when it's so easy to.
I know what darkness looks like. I know what it feels like to be alone with no motivation, no drive, no passion.
We're moving slow as fuck, man.
And what has to come out of your fucking soul?
Last time I was 12 minutes faster.
In the darkest of times. But if you are able to get up every morning, have no passion,
I don't get it, man.
no drive,
last time 12 minutes faster, bro.
and still
That's
get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that.
100 push-ups faster last time.
The darkest place someone can be is standing still. The darkest place someone can be is when they are alive, but they are not living. The darkest place someone can be is when they are no longer making progress.
Everyone talks about the destination, but very few people talk about the journey. That's where the iron is forged. In the monotony of doing the right thing day in and day out, your part of the deal is to keep showing up for yourself, to stick around and see what happens when you really go all in. Don't just settle for mediocrity. Just hold up your end of the bargain and watch how life will turn in your favor.
You can't avoid the peaks and valleys in life. They say you can't avoid the peaks and valleys in life. Life will always have the ups and downs, so make peace with it.
How hard are you really working? I don't know about you, but I don't encounter many people who are completely committed to their craft. In our society where it is very unpopular to have a sickening, completely committed, dedicated work ethic. It's not the norm. I believe people who think this way don't know what it's like to push yourself to the limits. Don't know what it's like to work your absolute best, give everything you have, sacrifice, commit, work hard, and that feeling of growth, of progress, of even reaching a milestone in your journey. How amazing that feels.
Consistency is even rarer than talent or enthusiasm. Every January 1st in the gym, rock up, everyone's keen to do something, they've got these New Year's resolutions, they're all enthusiastic, and some of those people will be talented. But how many of those people end up being consistent long term?
Death is not waiting behind that door right now. Every second, you are between life and death. One day, it just stays with this, then this is going to happen. So in the moment where you realize it could be my last action right now that I do, having this type of thought of mind, it could be my last, hopefully makes you wake up to really focus on the things that are important for you. Because many things are starting to fall away when somebody
number 70, feeling so heavy.
That at the moment people are caring about, they will just disappear. Then they will